It's week 1 of the 2022 season, and coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC North rivals. It's the Packers and the Vikings. All that and more coming up next.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Joined by Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it is finally time to kick off another NFL regular season, folks. Here we go, and what a game we have to start, Charles. A rivalry showdown between the Packers and the Vikings, two teams who have really defined the NFC North for some time.
So let's face it, fans in Detroit, fans in Chicago don't want to hear it, but you nailed it because one of these two has won 13 of the last 15 NFC North titles, and Green Bay is on a 3-year streak with 13 wins in each of those seasons. The Packers are obviously heavy favorites, but if Minnesota can get above its 8 wins from last year, they've got a chance to challenge Green Bay for this division crown.
Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Leading the Packers offense out here, the same man who has been doing so since 2008. That's the great Aaron Rodgers.
Even as he nears age 40, Aaron Rodgers' game isn't taking a single backward step. He became only the 4th player to win back-to-back MVP awards and led Green Bay to its 3rd straight 13-win season. He avoids turnovers better than anyone in football at the quarterback position, and Green Bay, they are always a front runner with him under center.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll go again to Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle, Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Now Jones. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. An inside give to Jones. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. We're scoreless after 1. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. The kick by Crosby is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
And the first possession isn't until the 2nd quarter, but what's nice about it, it's only down 3. So what you sell your team on is, look, 1 possession, 1 drive, we put it in the end zone. We're in the lead in this game. Let's go, guys.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Pass incomplete.
The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener, and they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in week 3 and then Chicago in week 5. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. A throw over the middle taken in.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Now Cousins. And that is incomplete.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, usually when you get a right-footed kicker on the right hash, his goal is to draw the ball back to the middle. But this time, it doesn't move at all. He ends up missing off to the right.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
They have a good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket. No reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
Touchdown!
Christian Watson
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson.
Mason Crosby, the kickoff for Green Bay.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So all right, we will save the week one highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in week one this year. And it'll put the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing is Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Cousins on first down. And complete right side to Cook.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
To throw again on second down. Cousins.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 15-yard line. Final minute now of the third quarter. From the red zone now, Cousins.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To the air again, it's Cousins.
This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen.
Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60.
And the Vikings are able to come into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. So it took them a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this third quarter.
And more often than not, Brandon, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points and not really with a lot of hope. But with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first down, Rodgers.
Completes it again to Doubs.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Rodgers now on first down.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
A lone second remains now in this third quarter. Throwing again on second down. Rodgers. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. It'll be first and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Throwing now is Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Vikings are right back in this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Steps away. This will be caught inside the 10.
And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson
making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Packers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by 10. A little under 2.5 to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Cousins. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Intended for Jalen Rager. Incomplete. Results on a fourth down.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down.
He's got Rager. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Cousins. He's got it. That's good for a gain of 6. Second and goal. Clock running here under 90 seconds to go. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown. Now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Rodgers to throw. Forced out to his left.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Rodgers looking to throw.
Quick slant to Watson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Now Rodgers. Caught on a slant. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Crosby with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. At time, a huge factor. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Pass complete. It's Hawkinson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Cousins.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. defense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Now Crosby for the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Packers, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.